Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Everybody's talking about this new store player pick because it actually creates a pretty lucrative opportunity. We have the chance to get a hold of cards that have been either extinct or super expensive on the market for a very low price and then put them into evolutions. That's the whole point of the player pick that dropped in the store yesterday. Getting a card like this Cristiano Ronaldo for a way cheaper price than what he's going for in the market. And then, since he's 88 rated, taking him through your Evo upgrades that you want to customize the card with. It is W content, but it's in the store. And I think this might be EA's new way of getting people to spend more money on this game. We're going to talk about that today. Now, speaking of money, we got to talk about the in-game currency, the FC coins, because FC 26 becomes free to play today on PlayStation. And I think that means cards are going to rise in price in some specific areas. We're going to talk about investing in some lower budget cards today that people who are getting on the game in the next couple of weeks will be buying for their teams. And speaking of today, we've got UCL matches. One club is going to punch their ticket to the Champions League final, and that means there's more road to the final upgrades on the line. Price rises for whoever wins, and price drops for whoever loses. We're going to be watching those prices very carefully. Maybe some UCL content will be released today, and since it's a Tuesday, our regular Tuesday upgrade pack cycle of the 86x2, then the 85x3 looks to be continuing today, or will EA change it up? And I hope that they do. Guys, let's talk about it all today. If you're excited for this one, drop a thumbs up in the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, yesterday's Monday content started off with a new live event called the Darwin Cup. This is an evolution-based cup. Again, it's not after Darwin Nunez. Darwin, like Charles Darwin, is who this is named after, I believe. But this has some good Evo rewards, good pack rewards, and a nice Surge Gnabry. It does get a little sweaty, at least in my experience. Some people went right through this yesterday. For me, it's not been the easiest so far, but there's a decent amount of time to do it, and it's not that hard. You play 10 games, and I mean, it's not that hard. You have to win the tournament. That's going to be the most difficult part, but I think it's at least worth a try if it's something you want to go after, because it does have some pretty unique rewards, including 2 Evos that give 3 playstyle pluses. The group reward Evo here, called Versatile Defender, gives Jockey Plus and then Intercept Plus, up to 3 PS pluses, gives a 5-star weak foot, a couple of other base playstyles, and a small stat boost. Like, it's a decent stat boost. We're going to 90 and high 80s for a lot of these in-game stats. We're not going super high above that. That's why I don't think it's a great Evo, but it is a decent one, and it keeps your players a 90 rated card, so you're not going too high in terms of the rating. Also, for the group reward, you got a Surge Gnabry, who looks like a very good center attacking mid. 4-star, 5-star dribbling stats that look very good. I haven't used any of his cards this year, but with those playstyles and with his build and game, I think he's going to be pretty solid. A fun card to try at the very least. You've got SP in here. You've got an Evo that gives Anticipate Plus up to 2 playstyle pluses, and a couple of good packs, an 8320 in 84 times 10, also with Vigo Stother, 3 playstyle plus center back, and then the other 3 playstyle plus Evo gives Finesse Shot base, only up to 7 playstyles, but it gives Technical Plus on a max 89 rated card, up to 3 playstyle pluses. Now, this is something that can be pretty useful. Again, the only problem is with these playstyle plus Evos taking your card up to 3 playstyle pluses, it feels like you're maybe taking your card out of potential Evos in the next couple of weeks, because right now EA are limiting just about everything in Evos to max 2 playstyle pluses. So if you put a 3rd playstyle plus on an 89 rated card, kind of feels like unless they already have juiced stats, you're going to be waiting a bit before you can actually boost the stats up on that card again. But I still think those are nice Evos to get to 3 playstyle pluses. I think this is a nice little cup here. The only requirements of what you have to use in game are 4 active or completed evolution players. So it's very, very easy to get this going, and that is nice. I will say as well, there was a bit of a glitch yesterday with this mode that it was not correctly counting the finesse shot goals that you need to score as a part of this objective. It is working now because EA basically have changed this objective to count all finesse shots. Doesn't just have to be with an Evolutions player. They just haven't taken that Evolutions player wording out of the description yet, and as they mentioned in their tweet yesterday, they'll be taking that out of there. So just score a finesse goal, it'll count, and it'll work very easily. Also, yesterday in objectives, we had the Musab Al-Jwair objective card here with a couple of cosmetic Evos and some small packs and a coin boost. Nothing super crazy going on there. Now, let's go to Evos, where we had another head scratcher, man. Why is EA giving us another silver Evo? This is 2 silver Evos now in the past week, and I don't think a lot of us are super excited about this because as of right now, we just really don't have a reason to Evo silver cards and keep them as silvers. Like some of the silver TOTS cards, we've been Evoing up to like really good items. Of course, we have the silver superstars icons that we can finally Evo again through the season pass and take them to new heights with 3 play style pluses. Why is EA continually giving us these silver Evos? This is 2 now, right? And that's a trend. Is EA trying to tell us something? Do we need to be doing these Evos and spending the 10 minutes or whatever it is to get a couple of games in? I guess it takes more than 10 minutes, but to get a couple of games in to Evo these silver cards, is there going to be some sort of silver tournament outside of the regular Silver Superstars League that we usually get that we're going to need those cards for? Or is EA just like doing this for some odd reason? Like, I really don't understand what's happening with Evos right now because we get 1 silver Evo a week, and Evos are definitely behind in terms of the power curve right now. We were talking about this in the stream yesterday. All the cards in packs and in SBCs are 3 play stop pluses, and some Evos are keeping us at 2. It's still good for chains, and of course, when you take a look at the popular Evos that are being built right now in this game, you can obviously see that Evos are very OP still at the moment, but they're still just kind of in a weird spot. And those silver Evos definitely do not help that. So I guess we'll just wait and see what Evo comes out today because, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Evos. But let's go to SBCs and talk about the player picks. Of course, it was a Monday, so we had the new 81 plus player pick that simply just refreshed. Is still a 1 of 4, same requirements. The 80 plus 5 of 10 player pick returned as well, and this just requires common golds, which is super nice to rinse some common golds into that. Also, it's worth noting the 89 plus encore player pick, the icon player pick, came back out yesterday, which is, you notice the description here, it does not mention champion icons. So EA did not mean to have champion icons in this. It was wrong when they released it on Sunday. They have fixed the pick now, and it's the same as it was yesterday price-wise and everything else, but it's at least back out in the game. So that is there. Now, also in SBCs yesterday, we had the Premium Bundesliga League upgrade. Speaking of the upgrade packs, right? The question is, what's the grind this week? Now, honestly, guys, the grind this week is a bit tougher because you need more rares because you need 9 in the 82 plus pick, and of course, you need 11 in the Premium Bundesliga League upgrade. But it's also tougher because of what you get from the packs. You're getting way less fodder if you're opening Bundesliga-specific packs because there's so many less fodder cards. There's only 2 gold walkouts, I believe, that are in packs right now for the Bundesliga. Musiala's gold card and Garasi gold card. So opening those premium Bundesliga packs doesn't seem to be like a super great idea to be rinsing in and out of those because you're going to be getting a lot of dupes. Yes, you'll be able to continue to craft, and you will be able to do a lot of TOTS crafting upgrades. Like this is the SBC that gives you the most fodder right here. Like this is the one that you can do day in and day out. If you're doing your daily gold upgrades, the provisions packs, you're going to be hitting at least 20, 30 to 40 of these per day. And that's going to fill your club up with all the fodder that you need, like 82s all the way up to 87s and 8s. This is going to give you a lot of that. So I still think it's worth doing a bit of an upgrade pack grind. But in terms of chasing blues, it's like all or nothing. Either you get a blue or you're getting an 82 rated card, which you already have 5 of if you build a set of 10 player picks, because it's like the same pool of 20 players that seem to be in all these player picks besides the blues. So it's not the best week for the upgrade pack grind. I'm personally doing more of the league upgrades. I did pack 1 team of the season yesterday. Of course, we broke triple digits. We're at 101 tots now packed during the whole promo, which is pretty cool. But I did pack 1 Bauman, the goalkeeper, from the Premium League upgrades yesterday, but I'm probably just going to keep rinsing into these because it gives me commons and I can do more TOTS crafting. I liked the 82 pluses last week for Prem. This week, I just don't like them that much because I just feel like I'm getting the same cards over and over and over. Now, the last thing that we got as part of yesterday's content was a new player SBC for Leandro Paredes. Honestly, a solid looking card and only 2 squads, very cheap. He's coming in at 80,000 coins. If you need chemistry links to Di Maria, or if you just want to use this Paredes and Di Maria together, the Argentinians, this is actually a really nice card. Pinged, intercept, and Tiki Taka, 4-star, 4-star. Good stats, good base playstyles. I really have no complaints here. Just a fun, cheap SBC that EA have released. And again, Team of the Seasons do get a chemistry boost. So Paredes and Di Maria together would be on plenty of chem to get themselves on full chem and not hurt a little squad situation that you might be wanting to use. Now, that was all the content yesterday, except for what was in the store. And this was maybe a little bit of a surprise. We knew that it was coming. We saw the pack code, but I think EA dropping this pack in the store yesterday, which is creating so much hype by itself, I think this is generating EA a lot of revenue. And that's what I want to talk about, man. The 300,000 coin starters only choice pack. You can open it twice for 300,000 coins or only 500 FC points. That's $5. That's way lower than a lot of these other packs in here, right? Like 125k pack is also 500 FC points. 250,000 coin pack is 1.2k. They made this very cheap on FC points, like on purpose, to really try to make people think, wow, I can pay $5 and get this Messi or this Ronaldo or this Ginola and then put them through the Evo. And that is the point with this pack. You get a player pick with those 11 players in it, and you get to choose one of them, as well as getting an 86 plus times 5 pack inside of this. You get to choose one of those players that then you get to go Evo. And at face value, you're like, oh my gosh, Nate, this is insane. And I do agree, 300,000 coins to get a player pick for a Ronaldo who's 3 mil, for a Claudia Pina, Ginola, Pfeiffer, Messi, Iñaki Williams, who was extinct, is 540,000 coins. All of those cards that you're looking at, except for like 2, I think Son and Estevao and Cole Palmer, maybe 3. There are 3 cards less than 300,000 coins that are in this pick. Most of the most hyped cards, like the Pina, like the Ronaldo, the Ginola, and the Messi, and Pfeiffer, are above 300,000 coins. So that's where it seems like good value. If you've been like, man, I'd love to Evo this Ronaldo, well, 300,000 coins will get you there, or $5, right? And at this point in the game, Ronaldo's been pretty hard to Evo, unless you've got the gold card or maybe like an Inform who's got Acrobatic Plus. Like, you don't really want to Evo that card. This one's got low driven, which is good. And Evo's right now allowing max 88s to be chained without boosting the overall. Just creates really good Evo opportunities for these cards. So at face value, again, this is insane. You get the chance to Evo a card that would be super expensive and otherwise unobtainable on the market, right? If you want to Evo one of these players, do this pack. Like, 300,000 coins is not the end of the world. If you need to trade up to this, you've got 3 days before this pack goes away. Like, I would encourage you to do this if there's a player in here that you want to Evo. So many people right now are building out. Look at the popular Evo page and the popular page on Flippin. It's all these cards. People are trying to figure out how they want to Evo a Messi or Ronaldo or Pina if they do open this pack and get a player from it. So I'm going to say do this if you've got the coins. We're going to talk about making some coins in a little bit if you need to learn and get that coin balance up. But this is how EA is making money now, guys. This is the crazy thing that I thought of, when I saw this player pick. And just kind of looked at this and thought about it a little bit more after the stream yesterday. All of these players that are in this player pick were once in packs as the marquee cards that you could pack from a new promo. Like this Cristiano Ronaldo card here that people are Evoing. Here's an Evo chain for him, by the way, that's not expired, that you can actually do right now with Evos from objectives and the Evo section like that. That's a pretty sick card. You pay 300,000 coins. None of the other Evos that are inside of here are paid, I believe, except for the Rolls Evos, 10,000 coins, and you get that card. That's pretty nuts. That's a pretty crazy Ronaldo, I can't lie. Or you can just do a couple of Evos on him and wait for future boosts that you would like better if you don't want those playstyle pluses. I digress. This Cristiano Ronaldo card, who is 3.6 million coins right now, was once, in October, 1 million coins as well. So EA have not only sold packs for this Cristiano Ronaldo way back at the beginning of the game when he was the big card to pack from this Cornerstones promo, now they're selling packs again because this card is in packs. They're making money for a second time on a card that would have been in previous years otherwise useless. And I think this is one side of evolutions that maybe EA knew about, and this was like 5-head thinking from them because they're able to monetize the cards twice because of evolutions, right? What do we talk about? Investing in cards that fit into Evos in the future. We talk about this all the time. Club stocking players like that Ronaldo at certain times of the year. We bought Estevao during the Christmas period because he was down like a super cheap price. We bought Ultimate Scream Antoine Griezmann during that time as well because they were re-released into packs. They went super cheap, and we knew that they were going to go up for Evos. But now we're at a point where those cards are all super expensive, yet people still want to Evo them. So EA says, we'll drop them in the store for $5 or 300,000 coins. And yeah, you do get a chance to get that card, but we get to make money off of that in the process. It's kind of genius, I won't lie, but also at the same time, I don't like it because it's in the store. I don't. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Nate, this is a dub. It is a W. But at the same time, it's in the store, and you're basically putting a card like this, who is not obtainable unless you have millions of coins, behind a paywall. That's the part that I don't necessarily like. I wish this was somehow, craftable in an SBC or an objective as well. But also, I wish EA would do a few more re-releases. We haven't had a re-release, I mentioned the Christmas period, since Winter Wildcards. Old promo cards getting re-released back into packs. That always brings some fun. And I would have hoped that maybe for birthday they would have sprinkled in a little bit of this here, maybe during Team of the Season as well, re-releasing cards from old promo teams like specific to that league. Imagine if we had right now in this game like Bundesliga re-released Ultimate Scream cards and a couple of cards from other re-releases. Like, that would be cool for Evos. That would be super sick, because then at the same time of Bundesliga Team of the Season being out, you'd be looking at players that were in these older promos that you're a fan of from the Bundesliga, like Eriksen has an Unbreakables card, and if you wanted to make an Eriksen Bundesliga Evo, you could. That would kind of fit the theme of this Team of the Season that is out right now. So that's one of the things that I think would maybe solve the problem of these cards going super high in price after they go out of packs and fit Evos, but maybe that's exactly what EA want. They don't care that if we invest in these and make some coins, because they know that in the long run, they're going to make some coins by re-releasing these cards in packs where you can only get them in the store, and they can make money twice. So I just thought that connection kind of was made in my mind, where I was like, wait a second, EA sold packs for this Ronaldo in October, and now they're selling packs for this Ronaldo and other cards again in May. It's honestly just crazy. Now, if you spend $5, I'm not trying to make you feel bad about spending $5, because that is good content. And I 100% understand if you want to Evo Ronaldo, $5 is not that big of a deal. And you're getting it a guaranteed pack. There's no gamble aspect there. You're getting the guaranteed card. Then you're going into Evos, which is fun, right? I don't really have a problem with it, but it's just the idea that I have a problem with, the concept, if you will. So I'll stop yapping about that. I would say there's 3 days left to do this. If you need to make coins, we're going to give you some ideas on how to make coins if you don't want to spend money, because spending money, I think, or not spending money is the best way to play this game. It always has been, and it always will be. And that's why we're out here trading. Now, these Bundesliga Team of the Season cards moved very well in price yesterday. Maybe it was because of a bank holiday. Maybe it's just because there's a good amount of people that want to try out these Bundesliga cards in this game. Harry Kane yesterday, I bought him for Foot Champs. He's absolutely freaking insane. I'm going to buy him again today. We're 4-1. We're going to finish our Champs games and hopefully get a new weekend league or tie our best record ever, get 12 wins with this Harry Kane. He was so good. But the Kimmich card, we bought him for 1.15 and 113. Sold him for 127. Schlotterbeck, we made good coins on as well. But so many of these cards moved up well yesterday. They might move up again today. Look at Stiller. Stiller is 301,000 coins, and yesterday he went from 312 all the way to 380. I don't know if the rises are going to be that drastic today on the Bundesliga cards, but people are definitely wanting to try these cards out. And one of the reasons that I want to talk about the market today is because we can do two of our main investments that we always talk about. The first one being Informs. Sorry, not Informs. 85 rated players. Why am I talking about Informs? We're going to talk about Team of the Seasons. That's the second one. First investment is 85 rateds at 1.2K. Must buy. Get them on bid for 1.1 to 1.2. You'll absolutely be able to win them there early in the hours today. They say 1.7 right now, but they're showing at 1.4. Some of the cards get cheaper than the others. They'll all cycle around and be cheap at some point, and then they'll all rise after the content drop today, right? 85s, 86s on bid for 1,200 coins. Free money. List them at 2K to 2,500 coins over the next couple days. They will sell. Same thing with Team of the Seasons. These cards move really well too, specifically the 93 rateds when we have good SBCs. Yesterday, these cards were buyable at 22 and sellable probably at, it doesn't say that Lopez here went over 25, but you could probably win them on bid at 22 and then sell them for like 27K, especially some of the out of packs ones, because these cards sell really, really well for lazies. So I'd recommend getting on bids for Team of the Seasons as well. Same thing with like the purple cards. They're all selling at 15,000 coins, but you can probably win them on bid for like 12 to 13 here or there. So I'd highly recommend getting on bids for those cards as well. And the big point that I kind of already mentioned that I think we could be investing in now is this game becomes free today. And that is going to mean there's a lot of people logging onto the game for the first time, building squads. And what do you think they're going to do when they build squads? They're going to go on the market and buy some cheap players, cheap meta players. And what are the cheap meta players right now? Team of the seasons, 3 playstyle plus cards. You can create for like 150 to 200,000 coins a solidly competitive team with 3 playstyle pluses in this game because Team of the Season has brought in so many of those cards. That's why what I'm doing right now is looking around the market on some of these TOTS cards and starting to pick a few of them up. I know Cucurella is already up in price. He's 41,000 coins. If you look at his graph during Prem TOTS, he was 33K. He was 46K on Sunday. Then the left back Evo came out. It's kind of dropped to like 38, 39K. That's where I was picking him up at. I think that those lower budget, like less than 150 to 200,000 coin cards from Team of the Season will be rising up in the next couple of days. Like I picked up an EKTK, I picked up a handful of Cherokees here at 210K and below, but that's just because I looked at his graph. Like Cherokee's been rising. Yeah, he was 192 last week. He was 230 yesterday on Monday. Well, the game becomes free, and this is one of the most popular hyped cams and players in the Premier League, even after Manchester City's draw yesterday. What a game, by the way. What a finesse shot from Doku. Of course, that makes the title race a whole bunch different, and that's a whole nother conversation. But just this Cherokee card is a card that a lot of people want to use. Look around the Premier League Team of the Season cards. Look around some of the other TOTS cards that have been released that are out of packs, like this Krama card, very popular, low-budget center back that a lot of people like to use. This is a card that over the next couple of days, with this game becoming free to play, and as people on lower budgets start building teams, you could see some of those cheaper cards start to move up in value. So do a little bit of research, find popular players that you just are like, yeah, that guy's good. That guy's pretty meta. And look back at even like Trophy Titan squads. Try to focus on players that have 3 playstyle pluses, but of course, focus just on players that are affordable. Less than 150,000 coins. A Sol Campo like this, 27K. I mean, what does his graph say? His graph says he goes between 25 and 30. Get him on bid for 24. He might be 35K by the time we get to next week, just because it's a Trophy Titans icon with the cool dynamic image and 2 playstyle pluses, and people are going to eat that up when they log on to the game and as they play for the first time because the game is free. So that is my number one recommendation looking around the market, is trying to find cards that are low budget, less than 150K, that you can invest in and maybe hold for a couple of days. They should rise into the weekend and even into this week. Now, the second part of the market I think you want to watch is League Un cards, because everybody made coins last week off of Bundesliga, right? Because we saw how Bundesliga cards moved up, like that Karim Adeyemi, who I actually still have a couple of on my transfer list because of the Bundesliga exhibition that came out. We have a League One TOTS squad that's going to be dropping this Friday in this game. That's the next league. And people are already starting to prepare and build out teams for a League One exhibition. I think you can still get ahead of the curve here, and with new people that are getting onto the game, get ahead of that curve as well by trying to find some of these cheaper cards people might want to use when they build League One teams, right? Even like Ousmane Dembele, he got a price range update yesterday to 130,000 coins. He fits into Evos right now. He's probably going out of packs as a Team of the Season card. He was just 86K. I mean, right now he's up to 94. There's definitely a lot of people investing in this, but if you can get him for like 85 to 86K, I think that's a W investment. He's going out of packs and he fits in Evo. This Pacho, okay, probably not a good investment, but all I would do is just look around the market, look at some League One players that are less than 150,000 coins, 200K, this McKenzie, that Wanyeri card, depending on how PSG play tomorrow, maybe this Beraldo will be a good card to trade with as well, and just find some players that people might be buying to build out squads. Goalkeepers are always a look, for sure. I mean, this Vitinha card, even though he only has 1 playstyle plus, you've got the Joga Benito with 600K, this one's 180, this one's 70K, like maybe this is just Vitinha, like this is a card, even gold cards, gold Vitinha might be a card that you could probably get on bid and invest in, because he's probably getting a Team of the Season card, and that's just going to mean his card goes out of packs, but yet people building League One teams might buy this card. So just kind of chew on that for a second, if you will, to think about cards that you might be able to invest in. Low budget cards people are going to be buying for their teams as they get into the game. This exact same thing happened during Christmas time. Once again, we're mentioning that time of the year again on the video today, and we made a whole bunch of coins buying and investing in those lower budget cards at that time of the year. There's going to be some movements again today. Also, tell a friend that FC26 is free on PlayStation, because like that's nice. If you have a friend who wants to get involved with this game during the World Cup, then this is going to be a great time where obviously you'll be able to get on the game for free. Now, just get the game for free. Don't spend any money. Play the RTG way still. That's my advice for everybody. Now, let's talk about Tuesday content today because we do have some interesting things incoming, but I'm also like not expecting a big day of content today at the same time. The biggest part of content today might be, is there anything related to UCL? We've got Arsenal against Atletico Madrid. Of course, this is the second leg. This is the not as exciting Champions League semifinal game, but it could be by the end of tonight. And guys, look at the price of this Hincapie, 930,000 coins. This dude was 500K last week, 2 weeks ago. That's crazy. Sell it into the hype if you do not want to risk it. I've got a sore lot, so technically it's untradeable. So I'm kind of rooting just for my club for sore lot today and for Atletico Madrid just to see what happens there. I mean, if this card were to be getting a +1, if they win or draw the game today, which you kind of have to win because I believe the first leg was a draw, correct? Yeah, he got the +1 for that. If it's a win or draw again today, which I think that's going to be, it's going to be a win. I don't think they would pay out a draw at 90 minutes for an upgrade to both. It'll be whoever wins this game today, since it should go to a winner, and then somebody has to advance. You know, you get the +1 on the line there, and then, of course, you have the third playstyle plus boost that's being played for. So that's for Sorloth, that's for Molina, that's for Hincapie, and it's for Eze. So sell those cards in the hype if you don't want to risk it, or if you do want to risk it, good luck, okay? Because if your team loses, then those prices are going to get absolutely demolished, and they will be in the ground before you know it, and those cards will be cooked. Also today, as a part of content, we've seen in the past couple of weeks UCL-themed live events or UCL-themed SBCs. Since we just had a live event yesterday, I don't think we'll get anything today, but that's just kind of something to watch out for. And we might have some Women's Champions League cards getting upgraded today too. Vicky Lopez and the Women's Barca team over the weekend locked a place in the finals of the Women's Champions League, so a +1 overall, and a third playstyle plus is in store for her card and Irene Paredes. So watch out for those Women's Champions League upgrades that could be happening today as well. Now, the rest of today's content, what are we looking at? Well, I already mentioned it, guys. The 85x3 are weekly refreshing upgrade pack. It always flips spots with the 86x2. It's going away today. The best thing about the 85x3 this last week was that EA changed the requirements from being 83 rated to gold rares. Whatever upgrade pack they put out today, just keep it at gold rares, please, EA. If it's the 86x2, whatever. If you want to upgrade to an 86x3, great, but just make it gold rares and make it super cheap. Also, our player SBC list of cards that we have not seen yet, really kind of looking at this Alexandra Pop end of an era card is the most interesting item that has not been released yet. A lot of cards down here that have not been released, some of the Bundesliga 2 guys, that could be at some point. I mean, today we have the weekly rush points, not a rush flash event, I don't think, but we're still kind of looking out for that pop card there. Carrasco, I think we have not seen either. So we'll just have to see when those drop, but one of them could be an SBC today on a Tuesday, and hopefully we get some sort of decent evolution. Also, check the Evos that are going to be expiring today, because I believe the Fountain of Youth Evo, which is a good one, and also if you're going to Evo Cristiano Ronaldo, the Fountain of Youth is a very important Evo for him. It's perfect, actually, to get his pace boosted up because he is older, and that's the Fountain of Youth Evo. It's somebody who is at least 30 years old. That's something to definitely keep an eye on as you're wanting to Evo at least Cristiano Ronaldo, or maybe one of the other cards that were in that player pick, like Ginola, of course. Actually, he wouldn't fit Fountain of Youth. He's too high rated, but the other cards in that player pick, you know, a couple of them at least worth considering if you want to boost them up through that Evo. But I would love to hear you guys' comments down below on this store pack. I'm not going to be opening again because I have a messy Evo from the SBC that I did during Team of the Year. I really don't have a desire to spend 300,000 coins on this. I'll spend 575,000 coins on the loaded Spud pack, and I'll open other lightning round packs ahead of opening that one. Let's do one right now. Double Trouble player pick. I got absolutely screwed over on these the other night when I was opening them, but this one I get to take 2 cards home. They're all tradable. Yeah, that's right. That's about what I thought. Bayless and Jude Bellingham. So, again, a stinker of a player pick there, but I would rather spend my coins on something like that over a card that then I would have to Evo. And there's none of those cards in there. Even the Ronaldo. I know it seems like a crazy deal to pass up on that Ronaldo. But even that Ronaldo card, I'm like, I've got so many strikers. I just bought Harry Kane against use for Weekend League. I just don't think I want to put the time or the coins into that. So I'd love to hear your guys' comments down below on how you're feeling about that, if you did it, or if you're like, nah, Nate, I'm going to be skipping it. But that's going to be the video for me today, guys. Have a great Tuesday. I will see you in the stream. It's a big day for UCL. Let's see if EA surprises us with anything in this game related to that. If you enjoyed this one, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the stream today. It's been Nate, TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace out.